Hi, everyone. It's Arwen of Tarot by Arwen. Remember, you can get your own reading. I'm doing email readings now. Just head to tarotbyarwen.com and look up reading consultations. And I'll also put a link in here so you can go straight to the place where you can book your reading if you like. Today, I want to talk to you about a spirit board. This is Tabula Mortem, a modern spirit board. So we're going to communicate with the beyond when we're using this. And really what I'm doing here is just showing you what this is, okay? You see the, I can't think of the word for it now. Wow, that's just bad. It's got some little flash on it. And if you look, you'll see the flash. Let me try to get the flash down here. How interesting, it's not showing as flashy down here. So let's open it. First things first, I believe this is Papa Legba, surrounded by two snakes. He's got his pipe, his hat with bones, his cane. This is interesting. We'll come back to this. Now, we're going to come back to the board. Look at this, y'all. Look. Can you hear it? It's solid. It's really heavy. Watch, I'm going to drop it. Okay, that's solid. Here's the guidebook by Jade Knight, Jerome Van Dyke, Jacob Van Dyke, and Jordan Van Dyke. Look how that follows. This is unusual from USGames Systems. It's a little more of a kit. Nice. This was in 2021. Tells you all of these. It's really in depth. I've read this already. It's really, really in depth because it tells you, it gives you an introduction. It talks to you. There's a poem there. And it talks to you a little bit about, you know, what it was like. And she tells you a story about a spirit board that kept saying it didn't want to go to her sister's house. They sent it anyway, and her sister's house burned down. Now, did it burn down because this board didn't want to go, or did it burn down because it was already going to burn down and the board didn't want to get burned up? Who knows? I love these little touches. All right. And it's really solid. You can see it, it's going to crease break there, but it's not going to crease break there unless you really fight it. And it's a very substantial little book. All right. Got about 80 pages in here. Got a little tiny place for some notes, final thoughts. And here's Legba again. Some people have asked about which spirits, and you know, you should work with them. I just did I cannot remember her name. She was so wonderful. I did a workshop with a woman for StarCon. I didn't do it. I mean, I was a participant, and she was talking about the doing, and so that's a connection for me. Anyway, here's the board. 1, 2, 3. Now, I don't think. Let's see if we can get up enough to see this whole darn board. It is really, really, really big, but it's not, right? Here's my arm, and it reaches just past my elbow. But look at this. It's got corners. Spirits dark and spirits light, keep this board within your sight. Forever be a guide to me, as I will it, so mote it be. That's very Wiccan right there. You can see that there are touches of that popping that they do, that I don't know what you call it, but it's a decorative thing. There's hello. There's goodbye. There's no. And of course, there's yes. Now, I'm going to try to get this over here, as much over here as we can, because I want you to take a look at this. Now, This has to be flat to work, and it's not flat, okay? And I'm not going to try to call spirits while we're on this. That's silly. But this is heavy. So what they said was to take this that they stuck in the box and to create your own pendulum. Now, you can hook it here and have a short pendulum, or you can hook it here and have a longer pendulum. Let's see what it does as a pendulum, right? So I'm holding as still as I can. I'm just getting set. Now, I was taught when you work with pendulums, you ask it a question you knew the answer to, right? So is my name Rhonda Lynn? So we're going to assume that means no. Stop. Do I have a friend named Ember Honeyraven? So we'll assume back and forth means yes. Let's ask it a question I don't know the answer to. Will I make the amount of money I want to make in March? No. Will I make less than the amount of money I want to make in March? No. Will I make twice the amount I want to make in March? Okay. Will I make money in March that will make me happy? That would be good. I'll report back to you on that. So, and that's a heavy pendulum, y'all. It's heavy. I would actually use a different pendulum. I'm looking over here to see if I have one handy. And of course I don't. But I like that they give you a pendulum, because if you're going to use this by yourself, a pendulum is probably going to be better. And that's just so pretty, right? That's just a gorgeous thing. You can see the face, the feathers, the half the rose. It's a gorgeous thing. In here is, trying to think of the name for this. It has a specific name. No, I don't remember the name of this, but it is a symbol or a sigil. And I believe it is for Papa Legba. Let me go in here and see where they're describing the board, what they will tell me, and see what they say. And they do give you a little bit of the history of the spirit board, witch board, the yes board. If you look at the actual name when they named it Ouija, it's OUI, Hui, and JA, yeah, Ouija. So it's yes. I've never actually looked up to see where that comes from. Still looking to see what the name of it is. I think it's a V name. They also talk about elementals, and if they show up, the Loa, and how you work with them, or see what you need. And you can actually make sure you say that you set the terms, right? You set the terms for what you contact. If you contact an elemental, you set the terms. I think that's super important. Never use a spirit board alone. They think that's, some people say you can't do that. When using a board alone, it's easier to contact a spirit, but if you don't watch out, a spirit can more easily attach to you. So it gives you things to think about. Spirit boards invite evil into your, well, if you open it up without, telling it what you need. Just a whole bunch of different, just a whole bunch of different myths. They say yay or nay, or how they think of it. And they talk about using an incense to set your mood each time so that you get used to it. And they give you a small set of questions to start with. And they talk about cave runes, which is interesting, because if you look here, there are cave runes going here. There are numbers, right? There are letters, but then these are cave runes, which are quick, sharp messages. Well, sharp, short. Okay. Let's see where we go to. Okay. I am not finding where it said what the sigil was, and I know, no, it's for Papa Legba. Oh, I hate it when I read something and I don't mark it, so I can't come back to it. Let's see. Vivi, there it is. Or it's the Vivi or the Vive. I think Vive sounds right. So that's what we're talking about here. And there's the 4 elements around the corners, around the 4 here. Y'all, this is really interesting. I got it. I was really excited when USGames sent it to me. They sent it to me so I could do a review. And I have been playing with it a little bit. I've had some interesting results, but it hasn't been enough. So, but when you put it back, boom, it is so compact. And this is a nice little box, right? It's going to look good on your shelf. It's going to stand up. Let me do the box knock. Because it's there. It is set up nicely. They have put a lot of thought into this. When I turn it upside down, the plastic doesn't just shoot right out. Get it back in here. It all fell out when I turned it upside down, of course, not the plastic. Let's look at the back of the box too, shall we? There. And they show you everything that's in it in one, in that beautiful picture here. And this. And here again is the snake. Oh, I love snakes. So the planchette, which that's the word I couldn't think of, is interesting. And I like that they give you different ways to communicate, right? The cave symbols is so smart because some spirits may not want to spell things out. They may just want to point and say, okay, this is what you need to know. This is what you need to know. So very interesting. And it's a 16 by 16. There's the size, if you need to know the size, a 12-inch chain, and an 84-page book. I hope you will check this out. I hope that if you are interested in spirit boards, you will get yourself one. And I wish you a great rest of your week. For those of you that celebrate the greeting card company holiday, happy Valentine's. For those of you who don't, happy whatever day. Happy Singles Awareness Day, happy Galentine, happy I don't support greeting cards day. And just remember, whoever you are and wherever you are, whether we've met or not, I love you. And I mean that. We don't hear it enough and we don't say it enough. If you want a reading from me, I'd love to work with you. I do live readings on video with you, and I do email readings. So go book yourself one. The booking link's in the description. Seek joy, y'all. Pass it on.